Our bodies are nature. Our bodies are the wilderness. So when we think of the environment, we really need to think first about our bodies and how we treat our bodies. If we can understand that and we can come to terms and respect our body's needs, which most people are completely unaware of, they have no idea how to respect their own bodies. And so, of course, when they come out in the natural world, then they're probably not going to be respecting the natural environment, which is an extension of that body as well. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. So in this vlog, I really want to address that, and I want to talk a little bit about some of the things I see here. Now, if you can look into the vision of the beauty that I'm laying out before you, and then if we were to go closer and get closer to areas where people have got out of their car, they went down and they crapped. They took a crap and they left it there right by the water with some toilet paper. Just totally disrespectfully, right? I mean, I understand, and I think it's important, the need of porta potties, and they should be strewn out all over Marin County. When I'm speaking of Marin, which is where I am right now, but any county, you know, when I'm down in La Jolla or if I'm in San Luis Obispo visiting, it needs to be the same situation, you know, Ojai. Anywhere in any state, in any country, in Granada, Spain, you know, different places that I visited, there needs to be the same kind of concept. And the first most important part of this concept is to be educated on the need for a tremendous renaissance, and not even a renaissance, but like a complete restructuring of the idea around how we treat the body, how we treat nature. Because automatically that does transpose over. If someone is disrespectful of their body, then they tend to be disrespectful of the natural world. And this goes without saying. I have never met anyone who treats their body well and at the same time disrespects nature, or treats nature well but disrespects their body. Although it's more likely the latter, because there are some people that they do pick up their trash, they don't bring their trash back with them. You know, there's some form of respect there, but it's not to the extent of what really the natural world offers us. So in the way of the empath, the most important thing that we address is how the highest virtue of empathy, which is to feel. It's not just to feel another body, another person, or feel our own body just to begin with, right? Feel another body for the natural world and feel animal life. But we also have to feel the natural world itself, like the plants and all of the life that's living in the wilderness when we come to these places, because they're everywhere. Because everywhere, all over, the natural world itself is like one great garden. So empathy is a development, and it does start with the empathy towards oneself, which is to actually feel the body. After we start to develop the ability to feel our body, then we begin to start to feel others. And as we develop that, we begin to also start to feel the natural world. And so we need to understand these things very, very carefully, very, very carefully. Without that kind of understanding, we might come to a place where we disregard, as we continue to disregard, as most people, I shouldn't say we because I am not included in that. I very much respect the body, the natural world, and everything around me. And that is something that, as an empath, that is all you can do to develop full empathy. You have to resort to clearing out the pain and the suffering in your own body. And as you go further beyond that, you begin to, as I said, reach out to all of the levels of nature. So I hope that that makes sense. Here you go, honey. She decided to open one. Did you decide to open one? There you go. These little precious ones. They're eating, they just decided to open up a tomato. And what happens is that if they peck at it enough, they open it up, and then they're able to get inside. And there's some goodies inside, as like a little gift. And today was their first day of learning what that is. So they just did their little peck. And they thought, that's pretty good. But they're thinking it's more interesting other things. Oh, little Dav. So it's really important to address that. Now, I want to address these beings right here that recently came into my life as rescues. They had run from a fire. They were about a fourth the size that they are now, about the size of their heads now. And when they were, I took them in as rescues, and I showed them, Peaceful, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hi, little Peace. Oh, be careful now. You guys all going to go up there? You want to see what's in there? Oh, I think Tansy might come too. Something that not a lot of people know, but that chickens are some of the most intelligent little creatures on the planet. Incredibly intelligent birds. They are very curious. Very curious. Oh, come on, sweetie. They're very interested in trying all kinds of new things out, and they're very, very, very affectionate. They're incredibly affectionate. Now you have the higher road. You should not be teasing her from up there. And they have their own personalities. Hey, that's enough. They have their own personalities. See, they're developing empathy. They still haven't fully. But the thing with animals that we have to understand is, yes, they may go through a stage where they develop, but overall they are far, far, far more empathetic than we are. They feel very deeply, just because of the virtue of being an animal. Not identifying with a mind, not identifying at all, basically, but being very, very comfortable with who they are. And the empathy of animals is that they reflect so deeply about what they reflect so deeply what's going on inside of us. So if we're doing something that, and sorry, you probably know, as I've mentioned before, I'm not a videographer. I'm not great at all this, but you could at least look at something while you're listening. So the empath and the path and the importance of us understanding that the animals in the animal world, and domestic or otherwise, are really a reflection of us. They reflect a lot of the time things we don't want to really see about ourselves. Things we don't want to accept about ourselves either. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I know it's a short one this time because I need to move to do a few things before I come back. And I look forward to furthering the important conversation. Om Tat Sat.